In the horror movie genre, there are three iconic characters, or pillars if you will. First, you've got Jason Krueger, who goes around slashing people with his really sharp fingers. Coming in second, we've got Freddy Voorhees, the iconic character from A Nightmare on 34th Street. And finally, the most powerful, prolific character of them all, Chompy, from Chompy and the Girls. If I had to describe this movie to you, I'd say it's the cinematic equivalent to a Nikado avocado mukbang, but all the food's just like little girls in pink coats. The first thing you should notice about Chompy and the Girls is that it holds an 80% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty interesting to me considering that the movie is totally stupid. Maybe I'm being too hard on the movie. They probably chose to capture this camera in the car as an artistic choice. The story begins with a troubled young girl named Jackson who decides to hit up her biological dad with a "Hey, I know you don't know I exist, but do you want to meet in the park?" kind of text. Sam, Jackson's dad, agrees, but they only have seconds to chat before they both witness a man with a very large mouth walk over and swallow a little girl whole. Freddy and Jason wouldn't even have a chance against this guy. Sam and Jackson are able to escape, but not for long, as Chompy is never far behind. After surviving a Chompy home invasion, Jackson tracks down Sam, warns him that Chompy is hot on her heels, and manages to nearly ruin his marriage.
Excuse me, are you my husband?
This doesn't last for long though, as Sam's wife notices a dashing young man with great taste in sandals and a nice blazer barreling down the road. Jackson and Sam escape once again, now on a mission to find a man named Lotus who can draw them a magic circle of protection.
Lotus, can you make a magic circle?
Yeah, why?
But things get more complicated when Sam and Jackson run into the exact same little girl that was consumed from earlier. We find out that the little girl's name is Birch, but that's about all they get out of her before, yours truly shows up and tries to do some chomping. But this is where things start to get really good. If you weren't sold up until this point, I think this will sell you on the movie. Now back in Jackson's apartment, Birch attacks Sam, knocking him out, then running away, only to reveal that Birch turned Sam's feet into little boy feet.
Baby foot!
I told you it was gonna get good. Now, since it's impossible to run with little boy feet, believe me, I've tried. Sam decides to talk it out with Chompy instead.
Maybe we can talk this through, work together, share what we know.
To which Chompy just replies by, waving them into his mouth, inviting them into the orifice.
Are we gonna be okay?
Just come on in. And I don't know about you, but that's a face I would trust. After Sam and Jackson take the plunge, Chompy's able to communicate with them, explaining the entire situation.
Welcome to my mouth.
An evil parasite has taken over Birch, who's been running around turning everybody into clones of herself, which is why he's been eating them. Judging Chompy a little too soon. Bet you feel stupid now. Shortly after being teleported out of Chompy's mouth, Sam and Jackson are relieved knowing that Chompy's one of the good guys. That is, until Sam's wife comes by and freaking runs Chompy over with the car! Rest in peace, Chompy. You're a good man. With Chompy now dead, humanity's last hope relies on Sam and Jackson, as well as, the conniving, murdering, vile wench that is Sam's wife. Ultimately, our heroes decide to snatch up a copy of Birch and throw her in the trunk, which is never a good look. Birch is later interrogated by Sam and Jackson, which just results in this army of little girls descending on them. It's quite the sight to see. After that, Sam's wife's arm is turned into a little girl arm to match Sam's little boy foot. And Jackson decides to start throwing copies of little girls into Chompy's lifeless corpse. The plan works though, but after falling in herself, Sam's forced to jump in and save Jackson. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sam's little boy foot, what's going on with that? Is he just gonna have little boy feet forever? Is he never gonna be able to jog again? What's going on? Little boy feet. So yeah, the evil parasite's been destroyed by Jackson, and Sam's foot goes back to a nice masculine, strong, manly foot. Oh, also everybody gets turned back into themselves and lives happily ever after. Except for Chompy, he's still very dead.